Hey guys, we're at Nagoya Airport, Komaki Airport in Nagoya, and we're sitting in a Piper Arrow PA-28, and we're about to go for a little fly around Nagoya. So this time I'll probably give you a little bit of a different perspective than what we've given you on previous flights. Not sure how it'll go yet. New camera set up, so not sure how much you'll see or what you'll miss, but let's give it a shot. So we pre-flighted the plane, we put our flight plan in, we've done everything that we need to do. We just have to do a couple of run-ups and then we'll be going. So I want to focus on that for a while. You guys can just sit along and enjoy the ride. Here we go. Nagoya ground, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Delta 3933, Nagoya ground, go ahead.
Juliet Alpha 3933 at spot 9 Golf. Request taxi for Whiskey 5 for a left turn departure to the south.
Delta 3933, taxi to holding point, runway 34, wind 360 at 6, Kenny 29999.
QNH 29990, will taxi to Whiskey 5 and hold, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Delta 3933, request intention after airborne.
Airborne request a left turn on climb to 1500 for Nagashima.
3933, copy.
Alright, you guys, let's go. Tower, Nagoya ground, Juliet Alpha 3933, request Whiskey 4, departure.
Delta 3933, Whiskey 4, intersection approved, contact Nagoya Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, Juliet Alpha 3933, thank you. Nagoya Tower, Juliet Alpha 3933, Whiskey 4, ready.
Juliet Alpha 3933, Nagoya Tower, hold the short runway 34, inbound citation, 3 man final for low approach.
Holding short of the runway, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Zero charge.
Nagoya Tower, RS28, 5 mile from Expo.
RS28 Nagoya Tower, runway 34, wind 36 at 6, QNH 29999, report Douala number 1.
29999, runway 34, report Douala.
Juliet Alpha 3933, runway 34 at Whiskey 4, line up and wait, wait for turbulence for 2 minutes.
Line up and wait for 2 minutes, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Juliet Alpha 6051, clears and Whiskey Headpart, wind 360 at 6. Juliet Alpha 6051, after landing, contact ground 1.7.
After landing, contact ground 6051.
Dodge Alpha 3933, left turn approved, wind 35.7, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Juliet Alpha 3933. Okay guys, let's go. Okay, we're off the ground. Just build up a little bit of speed here for safety. And up we go. He's already given us approval to turn left, so we'll just wait till we get to 500 feet. See some snow on the mountains over there, guys. Okay, got our 500 feet. And we go.
Jet Alpha 3933, report repeat control zone.
Report leaving control zone, Jet Alpha 3933.
長田はアリス8ドアラ。
アリス28、チェックダウンランウェイ34、ゲットアットゴー、ウィンド35ダラット6。
アリス8、ランウェイ34、クリアタッチャンドゴー。
Pretty smooth today, guys. Very nice. Let's level off here at 1,500 feet.
Wind 34 darat 7.
Gotcha.
Nice and smooth, very good. Castle down there. And over here is Central Nagoya. Well, now I'll look at that a little bit later when we come back.
Jet Alpha 3933, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, Jet Alpha 3933, thank you.
Frequency change approved.
Apple, good day, 953.
Good day.
Central TCA, good morning, Juliet Alpha 882 Bravo.
Good morning, Jet Alpha 882 Bravo, TZ go ahead.
882 Bravo, it's about 090 radial, 35 DME, 8500 from Central Air. Request TCA advisory.
Jet Alpha 882 Bravo, squawk 1366.
Roger, squawk 1366.
Jet Alpha 882 Bravo, radar contact, position from tube 33 miles east, altitude at 8,500, center QNH 29996. Request route of flight and cruising altitude.
Confirm QNH 29996.
That's correct.
じゃあ、2ブラボー、now maintain 8500、日本語で申し上げます。八尾に向かっております。可能であればセントレア直上、このまま通過して、鈴鹿奈良方面へ向かいたいと思います。どうぞ。
はい、セントレアから鈴鹿、奈良、八尾方面了解しました。トラフィック、ノットバーザランユー。
じゃあ、2ブラボー、Thank you。
TCA Juliet Alpha 3933.
Jet Alpha 3933 confirm.
Juliet Alpha 3933, approximately 9 miles to the southwest of Komaki, tracking for Nagashima Spa Land, currently 1,000 feet, will be descending to 500 feet.
Jet Alpha 3933, squawk 1344.
Squawk 1344, Juliet Alpha 3933. A little bit bumpy out here today, guys. A little bit of up and down. Those mountains over there give us mountain waves when there's a bit of wind.
Jet Alpha 3933, radar contact, position 10 miles southwest of Nagoya, altitude at 1,100, center QNH 29996.
2996, Juliet Alpha 3933, thank you.
Jet Alpha 3933 confirmation, are you going to Nagashima Spa Land with 1,000?
Nagashima Spa Land, we're descending to 500, sir.
500 feet copied. Traffic not to start around you.
I understand, no traffic, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Jet Alpha 3933 confirmation, traffic not observed.
Negative on the traffic, sir, Juliet Alpha 3933.
Jet Alpha 6934, you are in TC area, TC advisory terminated. Scope VFR, frequency change active.
Roger, 6934, squawk VFR, thank you, my great.
Day.
Yeah, a little bit bumpy, guys. There's a wind from the west, as you can see from that smoke over there, rolling over the mountains, giving us a bit of mountain wave activity, a little bit of up and down. Possibly a little bit of thermal activity too. It's winter, but there's a little bit warm today, as you can see by those clouds, puffy clouds. A little bit of thermal activity. So you might be able to see, not sure what you can see at the moment, but ahead of us there's Nagashima Spa Land.
Jet Alpha 66 November Hotel, TCA.
TCA, go ahead, 66 November Hotel.
Jet Alpha 66 November Hotel, traffic not to start on your west side and due to low altitude, TC advisory terminated. Scope VFR, frequency change up to.
Scope VFR, frequency change up to 66 November Hotel, good day, sir.
Good day.
That's Nagashima Spa Land, guys. We've showed you that place before, haven't we? From the ground.
Jet Alpha 6408.
Second highest roller coaster in the world.
6408, TCA, go ahead.
6408, position 21 マイルウェスト from Centuria 3000。四日市地上外着陸のため、CK1-3 入域いたします。リクエストエリアコンディション。
Jet Alpha 6408, CK1-3 コールドコンディションです。
6408、CK1-3 コールド了解しました。
6408、TCアドバイザリー要求されますか？
まもなく高度を下げるため、結構です。このまま、周波数離れます。
はい、了解しました。なお CK1-3 の、北側に近いエリアになりますが、他の航空機アグスターが、TCA でVFR で飛行しております。ご注意ください。
6408了解しました。ありがとうございました。
Jet Alpha 06 Mike Echo, traffic 2.5 miles southeast of you, VFR 528 at 600 feet around Nagashima Spa Land.
06 Mike Echo, traffic inside.
So guys, on our right hand side there is Nagoya Port, which is the busiest seaport in Japan. So you will see lots of cars, brand new cars, Toyotas and Mitsubishis and Hondas parked on the dock down there waiting to go onto ships. And you'll see some tall ships. Those ships you can see that are blue-sided, they're very boxy looking blue ships. Blue on the bottom, white on the top. They're actually car carriers. Collecting Japanese cars to take off around the world. Just getting a bit more height back on. Actually, there's those cars you can see down there, next to that dome. That dome is actually it's a train museum. We've showed you that once before too, on the ground. Train museum, and then next to that you can see those cars lined up all neatly. They're all new cars ready to go on the boats, on the ships. So we've just been climbing, we're at 1,500 feet on now, so we'll level out. Just want a bit extra height flying around the city because we've only got one engine. If it stops, we want a bit of time to do something about it.
Jet Alpha 3933, request route of flight.
Jet Alpha 3933, currently Nagoya Port. We'll be tracking back to Nagoya Station and then on to Nagoya.
Nagoya Port, Nagoya Station, then Nagoya, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Alright, so we're south of Nagoya, over Nagoya Port. Now we're going to turn north. Yahoo, pretty bumpy. A little bit bumpy today. Whoa, hello. Very bumpy today.
Jet Alpha 882 Bravo, traffic on your left, 11 or 10 o'clock, 10 miles. Now, eastbound, Central departure, Airbus 340, leaving 8,400 climbing.
Roger, 882 Bravo, traffic inside.
Yep.
Still with me up there? Very good. Hello. Hello. Hello, you people. Yeah, bumpy. It is bumpy.
824 report right downwind number 3, E15 on right downwind.
Delta Alpha 824, right downwind, traffic inside.
Delta 3933, joining left downwind, 434.
Delta 3933, make right 360 on downwind number 4, right plane 5 mile east of airport, full stop.
Number 4, Delta 3933, we're on an extended left downwind, sir, is that correct?
Delta Alpha 3933, Delta 6, number 3, you're following Uniform 125, approaching right base for full stop.
Okay, looking out for the traffic, Delta 3933, thank you, sir.
Delta Alpha 3824, report right down number, you're following Piper on left down for full stop.
Delta Alpha 824, we are number 4, right downwind, looking.
RS28, base up contact approach, Citus making the approach. Base up RS28. Delta Alpha 3933, extend downwind for downwind, E15, turning right base.
We will extend downwind, Delta 3933.
Nagoya Tower, RS28, base gear check full stop.
RS28, check down runway 34, clear land, wind 010 at 5.
RS28, runway 34, clear land.
Delta 680 Charlie, contact center approach.
Contact center approach, Delta Alpha 680 Charlie.
Delta 3933, base turn approved, continue approach.
Base turn approved, continue approach, request touch and go, sir.
Delta 3933, confirm touch and go.
Touch and go, please, sir, yes.
3933, contact approach.
Continue.
So guys, at about this time the GoPro camera that was in the cockpit that was recording that front view and the audio suddenly stopped working, turned itself off, so that's usually because it's got a low battery. So I managed to get it back on a little bit later, but in the meantime I only had this one camera out the window that was working at the time, and as you can see, fairly wobbly. This camera was actually shooting the whole time from the beginning of the flight to the end, and it was not real good. It was a bit of an experiment, as we said at the beginning of the video, a bit of an experiment. to see how it would work. It didn't work real well, obviously, so a bit wobbly, but at least it'll give you the video of the first touch and go that we did this day. So it was incredibly busy. There's two halves to Nagoya Airport. Half of it is Japan's Self-Defense Force, and the other half is general aviation and commercial aviation. And sometimes it does get a bit busy, but this particular afternoon was the busiest that I've ever seen it. It was absolutely crazy. And this first touch and go and the second touch and go, it was pretty busy. We're like number 3 or number 4 in the circuit, and as you can see, there's only one runway, so it was pretty busy. But then after the second touch and go, it got really crazy, really busy, so as you'll see a little bit later. So anyway, watch the rest of this touch and go if you want to, and we'll get in the air again. When we get in the air again, I noticed that the GoPro's turned off and I turned it back on again. So you'll get some more audio again after this touch and go. We'll get some more of that forward facing video and the audio that goes with it.
Report left downwind. You're following Harkley 2 mile and succeeding citation 1-2 mile.
Report base. We have the other aircraft in sight, so General 3933.
CC, follow Harkley 2 mile on final.
We'll follow the guy on final 3933.
Delta 6051 Nagoya Tower, left turn up, wind 3 start 4, clear for takeoff, scale path, Charlie 130, 2 mile on final 4, touch and go.
Delta 3933 joining base.
Delta 3933, continue approach and caution wake turbulence.
We'll continue approach and caution wake turbulence. Delta 3933. With us? Yeah, guys. You missed a little bit of fun there, guys. Really busy airport. They just made us do a couple of 360-degree turns waiting for helicopters. There's a C-130 military plane just gone in ahead of us. Very busy day.
Delta 605 main to left turn and maintain at below 1000. Delta 3933, runway 34, cleared touch and go, wind 0103, Harkley make it touch and go.
Clear touch and go, Delta 3933.
Nagoya Tower, Juliet Alpha 680 Charlie, 10 miles final, view are runway 34.
And would you believe it, the GoPro turned itself off again. Oh, it's a pain. We'll work it all out, guys. We have a plan, a couple of plans. Got to experiment with a few things here and try and get a couple of good angles happening with the flying videos. We'll sort it out eventually. Stick with us. So going in for the second touch and go. As you can hear, the radio's getting busier. There's helicopters coming and going. There was Black Hawks coming and going. There was Airbuses coming and going. There was a whatever it was, some fighter jet, self-defense force fighter jet. It was just getting busier and busier. Probably this would have been a smart time to change this second touch and go to a full stop and just land and taxi back and call it a day. Probably would have been a good idea, but because we got away with these two circuits without too much trouble, it sort of seemed like we might be able to get away with a third circuit without too much dramas. As you'll see, it's not exactly how it went, but anyway, it's the second touch and go. So we're touching down here, touch down, and then put the flaps up, and then slowly add power again to full power, and then lift off again and go around again. So it's just practice. It just means that for one flight we're getting 3 landings, and it's the landings that really require to keep current.
Left, normal downwind.
50 フォローしてますよ。
長田はフジョリーム363レディー。
59 follow 50 inside. V59 follow 50 report set on you're following 24 number 4. Report set 50 inside follow.
Java Tower 6051 passing Inazawa leaving Koto-san.
6051 frequency sampled.
Java Tower フジョリーム363 レディー。
363 hold short runway 34 inbound U-bound 5 final final.
Hold short runway 34 Fujolin 363.
Route Alpha 3963 I think hold on downwind until further advice.
We will continue downwind until further advised. Juliet Alpha 3933.
Route Alpha 680 Charlie hold on downwind until further advice.
Hold on downwind until further advice. Juliet Alpha 680 Charlie.
Blink 50 caution copter flying around 2 miles 2500. Blink 59 follow tango caution copter 2500 at 2 miles east.
So guys, it just got crazy. We're on final now. Finally on final. Actually had to hang out and got sent from one place to the other. Got told first of all we had to do 2 orbits on the downwind leg, which is a bit unusual, and then got sent to do a long downwind, end up 5 miles from the runway, and then got sent east, and then end up having to join for a right downwind to finally get down and land. Bottom line was it was about 20 minutes hanging around the airport, dodging jets and helicopters and all sorts of stuff before we finally got to do this final approach and land. So it was the busiest I've ever experienced at Komaki. It was absolutely incredibly busy, and the air traffic controller was right on his limit. So unfortunately some of the hairier stuff you guys missed out on a bit because I was too busy to notice the GoPro was off. There was so much going on, and safety has to come first, so I didn't notice the GoPro was off until we were already back. So anyway, just watch the rest of this flight if you want to, and we'll get back to you in a minute. So that was the police helicopter. We had to wait for him, and then we taxied a little bit around the corner here and had to go slowly because there was another plane going onto the airfield. It was just absolutely incredible. So it was good in a way. It was good practice. It was definitely good practice to be in the circuit or be around an airfield that was that busy, and particularly being alone. If there's passengers on board, it would add an element of stress to it. But just being alone, being able to focus on the task at hand was actually very good practice, because he was constantly changing the instructions what he wanted me to do. So it was, you know, go do some orbits and then extend your downwind, and then go over to the east, and then come back and, you know, join downwind to the right downwind, and he was constantly changing what he wanted. And, you know, now you're number 4, and now you're number 2, and now you're number 1, and now you're number 4 again. Because what was happening is different aircraft were popping up, of course. We had to try and slot everybody in. So that controller really sounded like he was on his limit. At one stage he actually lost track of where I was, and I had to call him back and tell him where I was because he'd lost track, which was totally understandable. So usually when you get an airport that's this busy, it has 2 or 3 runways, and then you'd have 2 or 3 controllers, and they'd be sharing the load. But in this case, because it's only one runway, you've only got one guy, one person there dealing with it. So quite the handful it was. So just taxiing back to park now. Left this bit on the video just so you can see it, those of you who are curious about how the flights end. So those 2 people who are still watching, after 39 minutes, what a marathon that was. So those 2 of you that are still watching, thanks for watching, and we'll try and sort those cameras out and get you some better images for the next flight. More videos coming soon.